All right, YouTube, we are at Backbone State Park today, and we are going to hike the trails here today. So, looking forward to it. Yeah, so we start off pretty high off, and right here on the edge of these cliffs. I don't know if you can see down below, but there, yeah. It's a lot further down than it looks on video, but anyway, it'd probably hurt if we fell. Yeah, so this is I think my fourth time. Yeah, look at this. We're just walking down, coming down next to the lake here, and seeing all this. I don't know, big old rocks again. But man, it sure is pretty out here. It is by far my favorite place in Iowa. It's not a lot of, I've been here over the weekend, I've been here through the week, and there's never very many people here. And so it just feels remote and isolated. And I mean, you can tell from behind me, it's just a stunning, stunning place to be. Look at that. All right, we've about come to the point where we are all the way down the cliffs, and we're about now down to the water level. See that right there. Someone asked last week after they watched our other video, why am I carrying a big old backpack? Because it's probably close to 35 pounds. And why am I carrying this on a day hike? And truthfully, it is April, my wife. She's back behind me, but April and I are training. Our goal was by next year to. We plan on doing a rim to rim to rim hike at the Grand Canyon, and so whether I'm on just a quick little day hike or whether or not it's a longer trip, I've just been carrying all the weight just so I can get conditioned to do it. And then like there's days where, well, like just walk in the neighborhood, and truthfully, it feels kind of weird not carrying a backpack. So anyway, thought I'd answer that. I don't know where it was, but I smell a skunk. And I don't think it's the stagnant water. Pretty sure I smell a skunk. All right, we have officially made it all the way down. You can see you hear the birds, and we've officially made it all the way down to the river and where the lake gets ready to come up. River Lake, I don't know. I'll put it in the description what it is. I'm pretty sure this is just the back parts of the lake right here, but anyway, it sure is. You can check that out. Incredible. You know, later on there's a pretty big cliff we'll climb and come down, but just to give some scale, look how far down we've come. That's quite high up there. We're now to the part where Every time I've been here, it's really overgrown today. Every time I've been right here, I've always seen, I don't know, a bunch of turkeys. I don't know if it's a gaggle of turkeys, a flock of turkeys, a horde of turkeys. I don't know, but don't see them today. Oh dear. There she is. I bet she's like, that guy's really, really good looking. I like his beard. So it's actually kind of a treat. Today my wife April was with me. Normally April doesn't come, and I might have tricked her and saying this place was pretty easy and the trails were pretty clean, but I'm glad she's with me. I love her. Oh, we're getting ready to come up on this. It's stunning right here. Let me turn the camera around. There we go. We're getting ready to come up onto the river. You can hear the geese. You can hear the geese down there, and we're about to actually get out in the sun. It's just stunning. As soon as we get up here where I can get a good view, I'll show you guys this. See if we can't get it. April's with me, and she keeps telling me be careful. Normally I just do really stupid stuff, and she's not here, and I tell her when I get home I didn't do anything stupid. But man, that's pretty. Just more pretty trail. Oh, start to see the critters out on the water. So again, it just seems like everywhere we go, there's, oh, here, big old rocks or stones or cliffs or I don't know. But man, it sure is pretty. Here we are. Check this out right behind me. Look at that. It's just gorgeous. I love this place. You know, growing up, my perception of Iowa was basically what I had saw in the movies. And by movies, I mean Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner, who, by the way, he's like my favorite. And I loved Waterworld. I don't care what anyone says. It's a cinematic masterpiece. But my perception of Iowa was that it was all flat and it was just a bunch of corn. And when we moved here, we learned that nothing could be further from the truth, because it is, I mean, we're walking through hills and trees and forests. There's rivers and lakes all over the place. Like, it really, I don't know, it really does feel like home. It's interesting. You know, I grew up in southern Ohio, a bunch of hills and trees, grew up on the river. My wife, she's from central Kansas, and it's just flat and wheat fields. And like, this is the first place we've lived the last 2 decades that kind of just feels like a hybrid of where we're both from. So anyway, Iowa's pretty amazing. All right, made it through the first trail, the first part, and now we're walking across the picnic area here for probably about half a mile or so. water sure is pretty. There's the beach. No surfing. No pets, no smoking. Doesn't matter, we don't smoke anyway. That's poop. All right, we are done with probably about 3/4 of a mile road trail. We're entering into the West Lake Trail now. Whoop, about fell. That'd have been funny. And yeah, now we're entering the West Lake Trail, and we'll start the back half of this. I think we got about 3.5 miles left, and then we'll get back to the truck. Just so pretty. All right, so this last 3.5 miles or so, you can see we're working on the other side of the lake, but now it's gonna start getting, I think it's more difficult. Gonna start getting to some pretty steep inclines where you'll feel it in your glutes. Yeah, pretty steep inclines, and it's pretty. But it does get hard. Again, camera is always deceiving, but we are coming up to hill number 1. It's gonna be steep. Fungus among us. You know, I said last video just the benefit of getting outside and being alone, although this time I'm with my wife, and I really like this. But just getting out here where it is quiet, where there's not a lot of people, and hear me, I love people. I'm an introvert at heart, but I love people. But coming out here where it's quiet, phone's not ringing all the time, texts aren't coming, and messenger, but just being out to where it's quiet and beautiful, connect with God, and really just Sabbath and rest. Walter Brueggemann, he has a book called Sabbath as Resistance. And the whole premise is, when I say the whole premise, part of the premise is that when you are intentionally taking a day to just shut off from the world around you and connect with God, that you are resisting like the dominant culture around you, which really the dominant culture just tells you you've always got to be productive. You've always got to be accomplishing something. Got to get your to-do list done. And what happens when we live that way is we end up, I don't even know how to say it. We end up neglecting what's important for what is perceived as urgent. And there's always going to be something urgent. But what happens is if you begin to neglect what's important, you'll find yourself depleted. You'll find yourself run down. Likely find yourself depressed. And we're like this, filled with anxiety. Like we have this whole society that's just built around the idea of always being depressed and anxious. And if you're struggling with that, you can be free. You can be free from it. But I think you you start getting free when you start getting disconnected from it. So I don't know, I just really, it's just done me a world of good getting out here. More trail. More trail. Here it is. Whoop. That's steep. Made it.
That wasn't too bad, actually.
No, that wasn't as bad as I thought.
That was bad.
Want to start playing. Every hill we go up, want to play the Rocky theme song. Dun dun dun. And whatever. So I've like warned about inclines, I think 3 times, and we get up to the top and April's like, that's not so bad. Here she is. Yeah, she's like, that's not so bad. This is the big one. Again, it's deceiving, but it's long and it's up. And pray first that we survive this. We're going up. April asked me if I was going to video us going up this thing. And I said, I don't know if they want to hear me panting, but this is the proof we're doing it. It is definitely steep. Definitely steep. Feel it in our glutes. Okay, we made it. We made it. We're alive. Our kids will be glad we're coming home tonight. Another hill. This one, gravel's pretty loose. Made it again. Still alive. Victorious. Forever. I just really like the idea of being somewhere where, you know, not too many people. We've been out here a couple hours and just saw, I don't know, 4 old ladies. So, not too many people today. That's a dead creepy crawly we found. Smelly one too. April squealed. You know, I've talked about how much I love being out here and being by myself, but I also love being part of a local church body or community. And I'll tell you why. You know, years ago when I was in high school, the football field was up on this big hill. And the players, we'd park on the side of the hill. And I'd gotten there late. And I did a bad job parking. And I parked really at a steep incline. And when I came out after the game, my truck had been tipped over. And so I tried to turn the thing over myself. Didn't work. And so we went back into the locker room. Some of the guys were still in there, and got 7, 8, 9, 10 of us, I'm not sure. Told them I needed help. And we, sure enough, we got my truck turned back upright. And then they all got towels and everything, and helped clean off the mud and the muck. Because the last thing I wanted to do was tell my parents I'd tipped my truck over because I parked stupidly. And I don't think they ever found out. Now, if my mom watches this, I'll find out. But I'm also now a grown man, so I can't get in trouble. She can't ground me. So I guess these are my confessions. It has been buggy today.
I think I would like for you to get it.
You know, it takes a level of vulnerability to live life with a group of people, because they see your flaws. They see your good stuff, but they do see your flaws. But what I found is most people are okay with your flaws because they've got them as well. You know, in this social media driven world, it's easy to just join a group and say you're in community, but you're never really in front of someone or with people, and it's just not any way to live. But it's very rewarding, like I said, to open yourself up and be there when babies are born, be there when people lose loved ones, be there to celebrate graduations, be there to celebrate weddings, be there to just laugh or poke fun at each other. So if you're not a part of something like that, I encourage you to check it out, take a step, put yourself out there. All right. We're coming up pretty soon. We're coming up to like the spine that's here. And it's a pretty steep little climb. Pretty climb. Pretty once you get up to the top. All right, well, now we're about to make our last big climb, and it's up the spine. I'm gonna show you it as we go up, and then once we get to the top, I'll flip the camera around and we'll get a look at everything. Man, it's stunning up here. Up, up, up.
You okay?
Oh yeah. Let's watch your foot. Yeah, again, nothing on camera looks the way that it really does in person. We're about halfway up right now. Let's see behind me. Oh, see behind me. All right, let's keep going. Christmas, if you asked me if I'd done this, I told you you were crazy. I'm gonna be out here with Smokey the Bear and climbing cliffs. That was not my idea of fun. It is now. It definitely is now. Okay. I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you what this looks like up here. Look at this. I don't know if you can't really see, but man, oh man. That's a long way down. I'm breathing hard. All right. Yeah, again, you can't really see from up here, but man, it is high up. Going down. Yeah. Yeah, I love Backbone just because it's so diverse. You know, you walk by the lake. You go down cliffs. You walk through woods. Walk through a little bit of a prairie. It's just, I don't know, you just get a lot of different views in a short amount of time. It's pretty steep right here. Careful, dear. Pretty steep. I'm actually gonna put the camera down. All right, made it down. Back to this last campground. But we made it. It's all easy now. Yeah, we were up there. Trees are blocking it. But we were up there. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I don't know how high up that was. Probably as high as the Empire State Building. Probably not, but it's high. Look at that. Look at that. Look how high. Yeah, it's stunning. Behind me, creek. Where I grew up, we call them cricks. I think it's creek. Creek. You tell me. All right, back to the Jeep. Wanted to tell you thanks for watching. We greatly appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, we're hoping to get much more out like this. If you enjoyed this video, we would love it if you would like it, subscribe, and share it with your friends, family, on all your social medias and all that stuff. And we're just so appreciative. Hope my son watches this, and hopefully he doesn't make too much fun of me again after watching all this. We'll see.